It says, do you guys have any experience with LSA? So that LSA, that's with the Google ads, right? Is that what that is, Mr. Yee?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Is that your playing field, or you don't really mess
No,
around with
I don't
LSAs?
really jump in. I don't really jump in that pond, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out here watching us who can, maybe reach out to Josiah or somebody leave a
Hold
comment right
on,
now.
Mr. Yee. We got next Friday, bro. We forgot we got a guest coming on. We're gonna be announcing that, Josiah. So not this Friday, but the following Friday, you're gonna want to tune in. He's a specialist on Google Ads. I don't want to drop the name yet. I want to keep everybody in a little
Oh boy,
suspense, but
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
like
like this
this.
one, and he's the guy you're gonna want to tune in for sure. And Russ says there's a secret to LSA. It's Google guaranteed. It's fucking expensive. Yeah, so Google guaranteed, Russ. That is with the leads, man. And what I was just talking about is it's all gravy, and it goes decent at first until your competitors find out that you're doing it. And then that's when you start realizing those secret haters, they start hitting those up all the times, and they're trying to run up your leads and all that. So the first like month ago, it was going all right. And then my competitors found out, and I just had to
Whoop.
cancel that shit. But let me tell you guys, so how do I know that my competitors are still trying to get at me? Well, I stopped the Google guarantee, but I still keep getting called from the Google guarantee number that hasn't gone out in over a month. So these dudes stored that number in their
Of
phone,
course, of
and
course.
they think that they're still ringing up my bill, but they're not. So
Mhm.
I know exactly who it is and all, and I just that's why I was talking about Mr. Yee. I was like, how do you deal with you got the secret haters, but I know who they are. I know exactly who they are.
Wait till we catch him. Wait till we catch him. You know what I
Put
mean?
them in the back of the truck, huh?
That's right. Forget about it. Throw him in the bathroom.
That's it, brother.
You know.
So Josiah says local service adds $60 per lead for me. So
Okay.
Josiah, is that that's the Google guarantee that you're doing, where it's the guaranteed where you come up like right away in your area? I think it's like a 2 or 3 mile radius, and you come up first. And if they click on it and they call you up and they say keywords, then you get billed that. It's good, bro, if you're tracking your numbers like a hawk, like literally every day. But if you miss a couple of those leads, or you, like I said, you got a couple competitors that are running them up, you're going to be tapped out right away, and it's not going to make money, and you're going to actually lose money. So as long as you're
Well,
watching it and you're making money with it, and the good thing about it is you're building your Rolodex. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're just getting these people in there, and now you could eventually send out SMS blasts and all that stuff. So you are gaining clients, so it is good that way. But just be careful, bro, and you watch your numbers. And at 16 years old, I don't even know if you can go and do the Google ads yet, man.
just don't put your eggs in all in one basket. There's so many other social media platforms that you need to master, and to get your name out there, and just start conquering all the free social media platforms, and then see where it goes from there too. But you have to give everything a chance. You have to let this kick in. It just doesn't happen overnight. Even if you're paying for leads, it has to kick in. So you just have to give all angles a try, and
I'm
just
uh I'm sending Russ the link right now. He's gonna come on and explain it to Josiah with that. And I think this is a good little teaser
yeah,
just to
there you
show
go.
what
That's
we're
a
gonna have
bonus.
on
The
Tuesday.
people are getting a bonus. This is a bonus
This
that they
is
get to.
bonus right
This is
now.
bonus.
Yeah.
This ain't the average show right here. This is, you know what I
Yep.
mean.
Getting
This ain't.
blessed right with gold right now.
Yeah, this is to forget about it. You know what I mean. This is,
That's it.
and it's not even Friday, so you guys are getting bonus right now. I'm trying to tell you.
Yep. Well, really, you book every 2 calls, so $120 lead cost. The average junk removal job is $400. Yeah, but bro, what happens when you get those single item pickups? And then this is the one that's the killer, bro. Is when you go to do the in-person quote, and you get to this house, and it's like a crackhead kind of house, and they have like a whole bunch of shit, and they're like, "Oh, I thought it was gonna be $50," and you're looking at them, and the dump fees are probably a couple $100, and you're like, "Yo, that just cost me $60 just to drive here and hear this.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's where it could start being, But Josiah had good luck that first month with it, man. It was keeping me busy. I was doing, probably like 3x on everything. And then, like I said, I started getting all these crackhead calls. Then I started getting the competition. And before you know it, man, I mean, you're just getting billed nonstop and you're not even getting calls. So I had to shut that down real quick. What's up, Jamie? How you doing over there? Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome. I see Load Runners is in the house.
Oh, that's our crew over there. Sarah and Vinny. What's up, guys? How you doing? We got Sippy Hole in the house. How you
Sippy
doing?
Holland, what's up, baby? I see you on the Facebook, baby. The
All
Yee
right,
Yee
Russ
season.
is here, and you know what? I'm gonna send hey Russ, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? I don't know if you can hear me or not. This
Oh, we
is
can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
all right,
Loud and
perfect.
clear. So
What's going
Russ,
on, boys?
before we get into it, man, I'm gonna have Josiah jump on too, man. I'm gonna send him the link so he could hear it
This is this
firsthand.
is this is a bonus for the people right here. I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
you guys are getting lucked in and tuned in. So Russ is on right now. Go ahead and ask a quick question.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know
we
what I
got
mean?
we got to say this. We got Sonoma Strong in there. So Sonoma Strong, we got to just let you know what just went down and everything. We got my man Josiah in here. He's 16 years old. He's out of Florida. So I told him, I said, yo, I would pay for his flight there and back to the Junk Expo. Let's just see if we could get him a ticket. Well, Cisco stepped up. He said he'll get him the ticket, and my boy Todd Lacewell said he would pay for the hotel, man. So we got our man Josiah. We just got to talk with his parents, make sure everything's cool. But hopefully we're gonna get him over at the Junk Expo. So
And
just
he'll
wanted
be
to let
my
you know
and
that.
he'll be my special guest. He'll be with the Yee Yee. So you don't got to worry about nothing. You'll be introduced to all the top dogs. It'll be oh boy. You might
That's
even
it.
you might even learn a new language. It's called the Yee Yee language.
There you go. There you go. So Josiah's popping on right now. So Russ, how's it going, brother? So guys in the chat, I'm just gonna let everybody know this is a little teaser, man, because Russ is gonna be our main guest on Tuesday. So we don't want him to get into too much detail. But we're gonna let him go in and just give us a little about LSA and help out our man Josiah and all. But guys, get all your questions ready because I'm telling you, you're gonna want to tune in on Tuesday, man. Russ just knows it all. There ain't no fluff here. He just tells it straight how it is, man, and that's what I like about him.
I don't know about know it all, but I'm about as straight to the point as you can get, and I don't always agree with everybody, which
Ain't
is
nothing
is
wrong. Ain't
probably
nothing wrong with
okay.
that. That's
Yeah, well, you're
absolutely
welcome
fine. We
here,
love
bro.
it.
We like that shit here, bro.
We love it. We love it. We love all opinions, and we're only human.
Yeah. So is Josiah in yet, or is he? Where is he? Is he in the chat or no?
He's in the chat, but he's trying to
Okay.
get on here, so he'll be here in a second and all. But
Yeah.
Russ,
So
so tell me before we get in that, tell me a little about you. So if some of the chat don't know who you are and all, I'm sure everybody does, but just catch them up real quick. Where are you out of? What's the name of your business and all?
yeah. So I operate out of Rochester, New York, and Sarasota, Florida, and I own A Plus Junk Removal. We run in New York. We run two dumpster trucks. One of them is basically our third junk truck, and then we have two regular junk trucks. And then in Florida, we run one junk truck down there for right now. We'll probably end up. I'm actually looking at they actually make non CDL grapple trucks, and I'm actually looking at buying that for Florida specifically because where we are, we're on the Gulf Coast and there's hurricanes every other year, and the grapple trucks are huge down there, especially for what we do. Because in Florida, when there's a hurricane, they use the grapple trucks to pick up all the residential stuff, but businesses, private drives, and HOAs are exempt. So the only way that you can pick up the stuff in those is if you have a smaller truck. And nobody wants to. We've hand unloaded 17 trucks out of one apartment complex that was all outside soaking wet,
Oh,
and nobody wants to fucking pick up a sleeper sofa that's just been saturated in hurricane water. It is just a pain in the ass. So we're looking at the grapple trucks, but we do roughly just over $1 million in revenue between both. Rochester's about 900 and Florida's about 250. So um, give or
some
take.
big boy. Those are big boy numbers. Those are big boy numbers, and you better be ready for that if you're trying to get to
Russ,
that level.
how did it happen, man? How did you get the multiple places? Do you live in both places? How does that all work?
Yeah, so my wife and I have been together for 27 years, and I fucking hate New York.
Amen.
There is nothing I loathe more in the world than this state. And my daughters were young, and so our goal was to always get out of this shithole. And basically, what happened is we had hired a guy. We went to a backstory on why we picked Florida and where we're at. So we ended up doing Justin Waltz's mentor mastermind, and a bunch of you guys probably don't know who Justin is. Justin, I've gone to 3 of his. On his last one, I was kind of like an advisor to some of the other people that were there. The classes, the courses were anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 each trip. And so Justin is very, very well versed. He started with Got Junk, ended up at College Hunks for 9 years, grew their franchise from 3 to 125 stores. He was really on a lot of the back end stuff of how to scale companies and how to, what the marketing stuff is that the franchises look for and everything. So he did masterminds, and I worked with him personally for 2 years. Justin is now the president of operations at Junk Luggers and runs all of Junk Luggers. So, where I got a lot of my knowledge and a lot of the stuff that I pass on to a lot of other people also came from him. And a lot of the people that I network with in the junk removal business are all 7 figures. Andrew Barton, who owns Barton Brothers in New Jersey, he does moving, demo, and everything else. We're very good friends. We actually have a group chat between the 3 of us. So, we're pretty knowledgeable on that stuff. So we ended up going to his class, and we were down there the first year, went down there the second year. My wife and I were like, the second time we were down there, we were like, well, let's see if we can find a spot. So we were trolling around Sarasota, and we were like, this is a cool place. Let's go here. So we had intentions of opening in January of 23. One of the guys that we had working for us, who now runs my operation down in Florida, his girlfriend and him were moving down to Northport, Florida, which is like 30 miles south. And he was like, I can go anytime. I was like, all right, well, let's plan on January. Well, Hurricane Ian hit in 2022, which was a Category 4 storm. And at the time was the most devastating storm that Florida had financially. I think it was like $60 billion in damage. So we immediately, that hit, I think, September 28th. I had a truck down there September 30th, October 1st. I incorporated the business October 7th of 2022 in Florida. And we've been going down there ever since for 2 years, a little over 2 years now. So that's the story. And my wife said, I want to move to Florida. And I know a lot of people give me a lot of shit in the groups for being an asshole and a dick, but my wife gets whatever she wants. So the reason that we started Florida was so that my wife could get what she wanted, which was to go sit on the beach all day and sun her buns. So
that's
what
the
I'm
life, bro.
talking about.
so that's
talking
why we're
about.
there.
A
Yeah.
king
yeah.
can't be a king without a queen.
Yeah, my wife. There's heinous things I would do to people if they even looked at her the wrong way. So my wife is
I'm in the same boat with you, brother. I know that bond. I'm in the same
Yeah.
boat with you.
27
me.
years, and it's funny how I started the business actually is because my mom in 2018 was diagnosed with stage 4 T cell lymphoma,
Okay.
cancer, and so when we knew what was coming, so the very first thing I did was I called 1-800 Got Junk, and I was like, come give me an estimate because I'm gonna end up having to clean this out. I don't, there's nobody, and one of the things that I always tell everybody when I do estates is I tell everybody, I'm like, look, I really understand what's going on. Nobody has, my mom just passed away. Let's clean out the house fund. So I understand that this is not something that you were expecting. So I knew that this was, I went through it. I did the call. They came to the house, and I just was like, there's no fucking way at all. And so what had happened is I owned a gutter cleaning company prior to that for 20 years. And we had like 2,500 repeat every single year customers. And I was like, well, I've got a lot of real estate investors and I've got a lot of people who own property and stuff. I'm like, I could probably, at the time, I was like, I could probably make like $10,000 a month. If I could do that, I was so fucking happy. So I told my wife about it, and she was like, no. And so for 6 months, she told me flat out, no, no, no. Okay, fine. Well, one day I woke up and I told her, I was like, we got a big apartment complex we got to clean today. So we're leaving early. I'll be back later. So at 3 o'clock, she called me and she was like, hey, what time do you think you're going to be home? And I was like, probably like 11 o'clock. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, probably like 11:30. She goes, where are you? And I was like, I'm in Philadelphia. And she goes, what? And I was like, yeah, I bought a junk truck and I'm driving it home tonight. And she was like, you're fucking kidding me. I go, no, I'll be home at 11. And she hung up on me. And I drove the truck home. I had never drove a big truck. I had never drove anything in my life that was outside of like a 16-foot box truck. And
So, are you still behind the wheel now as we speak?
no, I am at times when they need me. Like
Yeah.
if I have a 7 truck job, my wife and I are on the jobs. If it's a normal everyday, 4 or 5 trucks, quarter loads and stuff, no, we have the guys go out and do that. I do more, a lot of Facebook group posting, and I do a lot of like video editing, and I coach clients during the day and at night. So like there's a lot of other things I do to keep myself busy. But if the shit hits the fan, I'll get in the truck and drive. I do drive on Sundays to empty the dumpsters, and I drive, the dumpster truck if I have to, more or less, because I try to give the guys all the jobs because they're more likely to get tipped on those than they are on the or on the dumpsters. So
Yeah.
I always take the dumpsters. Plus, because I have so much stuff going on back and forth, I need to be on the phones. So I
Yeah.
can pull over, get on the phone for 15 minutes in between drop offs and pickups, where when I'm on a job, I can't do that.